I'm Alan Spears with Occupy Democrats, and in some rather bizarre breaking news, Melania Trump breaks away from her private life and away from her husband to once again be in the headlines as she issues a mysterious threat against the feds after they recently released some damning evidence against her family. Now, being the month of October, it is ripe for the October surprise. This is, of course, the political jargon used for when the campaigns of the various presidential candidates begin doing their best to sling as much mud, releasing any findings they've maybe been holding on to against their rivals to try to get a leg up on the competition. But it would seem that the feds have a bit of an October surprise themselves, only rather than it being against Trump or Harris, it is against Melania, and she certainly did not take it very well. Now, in a breaking story from Market.com, Melania Trump is absolutely furious after the government releases late mother's confidential immigration records. Melania Trump is outraged after the Department of Homeland Security released sensitive immigration records of her late mother, Amalia Knobs. The documents, which were made public as part of a legal battle involving Prince Harry's visa application, bit of a bizarre combination there, have ignited a privacy controversy for the Trump family. Amalia Knobs, who passed away in January at 78, had her personal information, including medical records, disclosed in what Melania Trump's legal team is calling a, quote, shocking breach of privacy. Now get this, the release of the 116-page document was connected to the Heritage Foundation's ongoing effort to obtain Prince Harry's visa records. The conservative think tank had filed a Freedom of Information Act request for Harry's visa application, aiming to determine whether the Duke of Sussex had been truthful about his past drug use. However, the DHS denied the request, sparking the Heritage Foundation to seek other avenues for its legal fight, including the release of Knobs' immigration documents. But wait, there's more. According to Michael Wilds, the Trump family's lawyer, the records were released just 11 days after the Freedom of Information Act request was submitted, which raised serious concerns about how quickly such a sensitive disclosure was allowed. Quote, Mrs. Trump is rightfully upset, Wilds stated, emphasizing the family's shock at the breach of privacy. He confirmed that Melania Trump is exploring legal options to retaliate and protect her family's private information. Now, the icing on the cake is that the records confirm Trump's mother-in-law, again Knobs, came to the U.S. through a process that Trump had previously derided. Now, the records related to Amalia Knobs include highly personal details such as medical records, home addresses, and passport information. Wilds expressed his outrage, calling the release, quote, egregious and a, quote, gross violation of privacy. He added that this disclosure not only compromised the security of the Trump family, but also tarnished the memory of Amalia Knobs. Now, the Heritage Foundation's focus on Amalia Knobs' records stems from their legal battle to uncover Prince Harry's visa application details, after the Duke of Sussex admitted to past drug use in his memoir Spare. The think tank sought to verify whether he had disclosed this information on his visa application as required by law. When their Freedom of Information Act request for Harry's records was denied, the foundation used the release of Knobs' documents as grounds to demand Prince Harry's records be made public. Now, as the Trump family continues to reel from this invasion of privacy, Melania Trump is reportedly considering further legal action to prevent similar breaches from happening again. According to sources close to the former First Lady, she is deeply hurt by the unnecessary and hurtful invasion of her mother's privacy and is determined to seek justice for her family. But the cherry on top is that the DHS refuses to release Prince Harry's immigration documents, what started this whole controversy. Despite the controversy surrounding the release of Knobs' immigration records, the DHS has so far refused to disclose Prince Harry's visa documents, citing privacy concerns. Legal experts highlight the significant difference between the two cases. Knobs is deceased, while Prince Harry is alive, and therefore, privacy laws protect him more stringently under U.S. law. The Heritage Foundation, however, remains undeterred. After their lawsuit to obtain Prince Harry's visa record was dismissed last month, the organization plans to appeal, using the release of Knobs' records as a key argument. They maintain that if Amalia Knobs' private information could be disclosed, then Prince Harry should be as well, especially given his public admissions of drug use in his memoir. Now, as the debate over privacy in public figures intensifies, the Trump family finds itself at the center of a legal and ethical battle. Well, another one, I should say. Melania Trump's efforts to protect her family's personal information may lead to new legal challenges as the Heritage Foundation continues its pursuit of Prince Harry's records. And I cannot help but laugh at this utter backfiring on Trump and his family, considering the fact that he constantly tries to leverage immigrants or the immigration process as a weapon to be used in this election. The fact that his mother-in-law came here to this country through an immigration process that he has targeted and he has tried to deride only goes to show how spineless and how weak this man is. He doesn't really care about this sort of stuff. He doesn't care about his family. He only cares about himself and what he can get out of it. I'd almost feel bad for Melania if it wasn't for the fact that she's just a terrible person and her family are just riddled with corruption, and hey, you reap what you sow.